Edward Leos. Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Leos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. This is actually our first episode of 2025, and I'm really excited about it. Who none better than to launch 2025 with me than my good friend, Scott Eddy. Scott, how the heck are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. So tell everybody a little bit about where you are right now. I know you're a travel influencer and you like to travel all over the world, but where are you hanging your hat right now?
Right now, so I didn't have a lot going on in December and January, so I got an Airbnb. Typically, when that happens, I like to go to a big city that I've never been to before, and I like to explore. Obviously, I need some place with very good Wi-Fi so I can work, and also near a major airport so I can get out just in case. But I came down to Colombia. I have been to Colombia several times, but always to Cartagena just because they have a very big cruise port. But I've never been to Bogota. So I've been here for a month and I leave in 2 weeks. I head back to South Florida.
Wow. What is some of your favorite things there in Bogota that you've experienced? And how's the food down there?
You know, I'm very acclimated to this culture already being in South Florida,
Right.
the very Latin atmosphere and the food and whatnot. So for me, it's like, it's nice to be able to go to a very local place just around the corner and eat the same food that I eat back home. Having a mother that's from Jamaica, like I eat a lot of the same food as a lot of the Latin countries eat. So This is great. It feels like home. It's comfort food.
That's good. Comfort food is definitely on my bucket list of stuff that I always like to eat whenever I'm out somewhere as well. So we're heading into 2025, or we're in 2025. One of the big things that we were talking about offline was travel trends going into the new year, talking about how properties, how destinations could better attract, some consumers. And then also from the consumer side, what are they looking for in terms of places to go, destinations? And so I know we're both kind of experts in our own field when it comes down to tourism and marketing, and thought it'd be a great conversation for us to kind of throw that out there and maybe have some dialogue back and forth. So what are you seeing that are some of the great things that maybe a destination or a hotel could be doing to better position themselves for, what we call good ROI?
Good ROI starts with conversations. And where are you having those conversations? Typically, you're having it on social media. You're not having a conversation taking out an ad in a magazine or an ad in a newspaper. That's not a conversation. It's a billboard. And billboards, for all intents and purposes, don't really work anymore. Very specific cases might be, but your lifeline is social media. And I still find it mind-boggling that the industry still does not employ full-time people to take advantage of this. And even if they do have a full-time person, they have 15 other job responsibilities that are much more important than the actual social media. Oh, you posted on Facebook? Okay, now let's get to the real work. Like you guys, you're living in the past, I mean, hospitality brands need to shift from posting content to actually telling stories that make potential guests envision themselves in the experience, because that's what drives conversions and conversations, and then leads to conversions, actually.
Well, that's also the way you get brand advocates. And if you have brand advocates, and all of a sudden your marketing dollars have have just multiplied
100%.
exponentially. And, they become part of your sales team, which a lot of people don't understand is, it's like when I'm asking you right now, I've never been to Colombia. So I would go, hey, tell me about some of the great places. And all of a sudden you become that ambassador for the country and the city that you're in. And so it all starts with stories. We grew up when we were little kids hearing stories. Those are the things you remember. Those are things that you take with you. And I'm with you with when it comes down to that. The hotel guide is transforming from just the magazine to more of a digital travel network, even with your influence as part of our team and all that stuff as well. We're seeing where the things we want to go and do. And so you're already doing that. What are some of the great ways they could do that?
Hold on. And don't say anything, but you have a big announcement coming out soon, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
oh man, we've
You
got
got
a
a big
big announcement. We're teasing it a little
announcement.
here, just a little bit, but we've got some big news coming for the hotel guide in about less than 10 days. So we're excited about that. And yeah, it's going to be huge for 2025. And actually, you know what? Great. It's going to be great for our readers, and it's going to be great for our partners that market with us, because we now are going to do some even better things with what we have going on. So if you're a hotel and you look at the passive side of things, where you've been treating social media and marketing as this one big mix, what are some suggestions from your side of things, Scott, that could really maybe be a good nugget for a hotelier to kind of go from for the next year?
First off, it's all about video. Starting from this year moving forward, basically all platforms are going to be more than 80% video.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that photography is not important and photography doesn't have its place. Listen, I travel with Chris, who is one of the top hospitality photographers in the world, and I will not stop traveling with Chris because everybody needs photos. But you can't tell a story like you can with video.
Yeah.
I mean, video content can showcase the sensory experience of a hotel in a way that static images can't.
Mhm.
Guests can hear those waves. They can see the cocktails being made. They can feel the vibe before they even book.
No, definitely. Yeah, it definitely becomes an integral part. So, we're talking about experiential travel being one of the top trends going into 2025. I think it's already been there for a while now. It's
Yeah.
post-COVID. People want that experience. And you know what? You're hitting the nail on the head when you're saying, let's do it before. If I can experience a little bit of Colombia before I even get there, now I got the vibe, I got the feel. And you know what? You become the brand advocate before you even got on the plane to go over there.
Not only that, it's coming from, listen, you know me in person, right?
Yeah.
So if I go to a place and I do a Instagram story, right? And I do a lot of stories just walking down streets. And I don't use any music or whatever because I want you to see, hear, and
Mhm.
feel what it's like. And if I show you that and it's unedited and you could actually feel what it's like coming from a trusted source,
Yep.
this is the example. This is what it's all about.
No, I agree. And I think, one of the big things for a hotel or for a destination, when they can't do it in-house effectively, I should say,
Mm.
why should they be looking to places like the hotel guide or your services, Scott? Why should they be doing that?
Authenticity. It's I feel that majority of the brands out there have a very hard time being authentic.
Yeah.
Um, they're just not real. Everything is planned to the T. Like sometimes you got to just hop on Instagram Live and like show what's going on.
Yep.
Show your lobby, show your housekeeping staff cleaning, show your barkeep, your bartenders setting up, creating a menu, show what the kitchen looks like during its peak. And
Yep.
it's a night, it's chaos. Nobody knows that. But people like to see that. They want to see the real.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody could stage a beautiful photo by the swimming pool or on the beach or on a boat or a drone video. Anybody can do that. I do it all day long. But what gets real engagement is those raw, I mean, just me taking my phone. There's no like crazy editing. It's shooting a video, then uploading, posting. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I agree. When it's like the Oz effect, want to pull the green, you want to get behind the screen and see what's behind there. Everybody wants to know what's behind the screen. And, especially in the hospitality industry, you and I have been in it for many, many years. We know really what happens. We also seen the front end of the show, but we also know what goes on behind the back end. But people want to know what that back end looks like for a lot of reasons. One, because yes, authenticity matters, but it's real people behind the scenes doing these things. And it just becomes a further appreciation for your hotel or your destination or just humankind in general.
Yeah. I mean, the best performing hotels on social media are not showing rooms. They're not showing promos.
Yeah.
They're showing experiences, culture, stories, videos about their staff. That's what converts casual scrollers into paying guests.
Yeah.
And again, video isn't expensive if it's done strategically. One
Yeah.
great video can be repurposed into ads, reels, stories that drive ROI for months.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do it to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It goes back to content is king and good content is king. And we've talked about this before, even with some of the podcasts that I have, being able to repurpose with reels and stuff like that. We're going to be doing that even more effectively going into 2025. But having done this for 32 years, I've got content. Hotels got content. It's a matter of having great content and repurposing that for a lot of different uses. And if you've got a source like yourself or the hotel guide who can help them really be strategic in how you accomplish that, all of a sudden it becomes a little easier, especially when you've got the right direction from proven people in the industry.
Right. No, it's 100%. I mean, every piece of content should have a goal, but it's not going to have a goal if there's no strategy.
Yeah.
If your content calendar just says, okay, today we're showing a picture of the restaurant, tomorrow we're showing a picture of the pool, tomorrow we're showing it, the next day we're showing a picture of the spa. Okay, and what do
Yep.
you like? What is the goal of that?
What's the end
I
game?
mean, your call to action, whether it's increasing email signups, gaining direct bookings, or selling spa packages. If you don't track it, you can't prove its value.
Yep. No, I agree. And I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people, they look at social media, they look at marketing and just kind of put it to the side. But social media engagement is such an important tool for a lot of people. I think digital marketing in general is trackable, it's usable. And I think one of the big things with digital marketing too, Scott, is you can pivot. When we had the hotel guide, we've had it, but when it was in print, once it's printed, it's done. I couldn't do anything about your ad. I couldn't do anything about the content. It's done and printed and mailed into all 50 states. Now we got the ability to pivot at any level and be very strategic and specific for all of our partners and all of our people. Same way with the clients that you have with what you're doing from the digital scape as well. So as we're closing things up, we got a couple of minutes here to tell people how to best get a hold of you. I love to always do that. But what's your top takeaway going into 2025, or what piece of advice could you give either a property or for tourists who are looking for great destinations or hotels?
Forget the tourists for a second. Let's just talk about the properties, okay? The properties need to get more authentic and they need to get more active. They need to reply to all the comments. The ROI is sitting in the comments. The ROI is not in one video. I mean, it might be, but the ROI really comes from the conversations that is sparked from that post. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, think about what hospitality actually is. I mean, the short definition is it's an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's an opportunity that a guest is giving you their most precious commodity, their time.
Yep.
They're giving you an opportunity to create a memorable experience that goes way beyond mere service. They're entrusting you with the chance to shape how they feel, to elevate their comfort and exceed their expectations. Now, how do you get to that hospitality?
Mm-hmm.
Social media is the pipeline of communication. Like, how else are you going to do it? You're going to stand on the sidewalk and wave them down as they're driving by?
Yep.
It's People don't understand. It's free
Yep.
for now.
For now.
Now, understand, I get it. It's not free to hire a staff. It's not free to train them. It's not free to pay their salary. But for social media to get your message through, it's free.
Yep.
Social media, and I can tell you a dark truth coming in the future. Social media will not be free forever.
Oh wow. It just can't.
It
It's
won't
too
be.
big. Yeah.
Now, they will charge everybody and every company $20 a month. I mean, Instagram's already doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're not paying that $20, $25, 23, whatever it is a month, you know, you're not getting through to as many people as you were before.
Yeah.
And think about it logically as a human. Think about it as you're looking in the past. It's not going to get cheaper.
Yep.
You're never going to have the opportunity that you have today.
Yep.
Never.
Yep.
Never.
So
Do it.
the
Like
point
Nike
of
says.
you what?
Just do it like Nike says.
100%. I literally was just going to say the same thing. There's no better time than now to start. And so I appreciate you being on the show, Scott. We're going to have you back many, many, many times. But if people are going to want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Mr. Scott Eddy on every platform.
Mr. Scott Eddy. I love that so darn.
I reply to every single comment, every single DM on every
Yes,
platform.
you certainly do. Every time we've shared and posted some of your content, you've always replied to it. So we appreciate that. And that's, that's a leader leading from the front, doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Because as always, the little things to do are also the little things not to do. And so if we can continue to lead our clients in that direction, all of a sudden it's a lot better. But Scott, I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thanks.
That time goes by really darn fast. So this will be
Yeah.
like part one of it. But thank you for being on the show. To all of our guests out there, please follow us at thehotelguide.com. All our social channels, please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We're slowly getting bigger and better, which we love. We got big goals for 2025 and love to give you some great content and tips. But until then, travel, make memories, and we'll talk soon. Take care.
Nice.